Fogarty, and I was born and raised in the village here in Loughmore. My parents owned a local shop, and there was 5 of us in the family. I'm the eldest of 5 children, and I was reared here, and I went off and I worked in the bank for 39 years. I married a local farmer, and we have 2 children, and I've lived in Loughmore all my life. The village of Loughmore is tiny, and it's a very rural village, very isolated village. We're 3 miles from Templemore, 6 miles from Thurles. It's ancient. The oldest building in the village was built in the 13th century. That was the abbey up in the churchyard, and then we have the local castle, was built in the 14th century, and it's a magnificent monument. We have the local mill, which sits on the riverbed, that was built in 1842. So this house actually, where we have our tea rooms now, is one of the oldest houses in the village. And we're so lucky to have it. There is a Molluseum for 2 young brothers that were accused of killing a landlord. And they didn't do it, they were innocent, but they were accused, and they were hung over in Nina, and in Nina jail. But their bodies were exhumed and brought back to Loughmore, and it said it was the biggest funeral ever in Ireland, ever. And their bodies are buried in that Molluseum, and you can stand over it and read about them and see the coffins down in it. It's a very interesting historical story. In Loughmore. What inspired me was that I was working, as I said, in the bank, and I became ill. And when I was ill, I realised there was nothing in Loughmore. We had 7 businesses at one stage in Loughmore, and they had all closed, but you couldn't buy a loaf of bread or a pint of milk. And I said, rather than going back to the bank to work in the bank, I would reopen my parents' shop. That was the initial idea. And I said, that's the reason behind thinking about doing anything in Loughmore, was the fact that all the shops had closed and there was nothing in the village, and the village had fallen apart and the life had fallen apart out of the community. Well, at the time that I had been brewing the idea of reopening my parents' shop, another local lady, Maeve O'Hare, her husband had died and she'd become widowed, and she was very lonely, and we just happened to meet. And we met and we shared our ideas, and at the time I was studying the cooperative movement myself, and I loved the concept of working as a cooperative for the community. So together we joined together. And we decided to do it. Well, we asked our parishioners to become shareholders in the cottage, and there's about 300 houses in the parish, and we said to everybody, would they buy a share at €10 a share, and we got nearly 100% response, an overwhelming response. Well, we have people who actually want to get out from their house at home, and they decide they want to do something for their community. So we open our arms and open our doors to them, and they're so welcome to come down, just maybe for 2 hours in a day and assist. And our volunteer base is growing and growing all the time because people see the benefits of it. So yeah, it's a lovely thing to do. This is our 2nd building, would you believe it? We started out in a little cottage up the road that the maximum number of people that could fit into it was 20. It was tiny, but the business grew so much we had to expand. And we were very fortunate to get this house, which is so perfect for the cooperative, because I'll tell you why. This house sits on the where the old creamery was, which was a cooperative. I suppose it's become the heartbeat of the community, really. And it's a hub, and it's a place for people to come to, and they know it's here, and we're open 7 days a week. And people come when they're happy, they come when they're sad, so it's just somewhere to congregate and for people to meet, and it's a warm and welcoming space. Well, we started off doing teas and scones. We started off very, very slowly, and the business grew. And one girl, she came to volunteer with us, Geraldine, she's our chef inside. And when she wasn't very long a volunteer because we employed her. And then we gave her wings to fly, and she has developed the menu really. Geraldine has brought this place to a different level completely, because we're now doing breakfast, lunch, teas. We're doing afternoon teas, and but we've grown into doing breakfast and lunch more so. Everything comes within a 20-mile radius of this place. All our food is local and fresh. And we have a new initiative with the school whereby the local school is growing the vegetables for us, and we're going to get the vegetables from them. So it's helping the circular economy. And we're very mindful of climate change and the food miles that food has to travel. So everything you have here is local and fresh. The group books in, and we have a large group booked in. We ask the local people to come down and entertain. So there's nothing planned. And it just happens. And actually the local school children, that's another initiative with the school children come in and they sing for the people who are here to be entertained, tourists or active retirement groups or whoever comes. And touching the flue. The bacon it hung from the ceiling. Sure, the story I tell you is true. Yeah, they're the local active retirement groups really, and the nursing homes and the special needs in St. Cronan's in Roscrea, St. Anne's in Roscrea, and another group comes from Burr and Tipperary Town, but all the local nursing homes and the active retirement groups in Thurles and Templemore, Roscrea, Nina. We had, I think, 4 different nationalities here last weekend. Belgian, we had Australian, we had American and Canadian. You know, just people coming to see the castle or to see the mill or the village or whatever. But I wanted something that is actually going to last for years and years and years. And I'd say it will, because there's such a lovely feeling in the parish for it. And the young people are now coming in to volunteer, and they're coming onto the committee, and they're seeing the value of having this place here. So hopefully it's a legacy that's handed down to everybody.